Hi, you're face to face with Shell. In this video, I want to talk about the first time that I saw my face and my hand. Not long after my cousin and I were admitted to the burns unit, we got to see each other. My cousin was wheeled into my room on a sort of big surgical chair, and as soon as we seen each other, we started to yell and scream, saying, "Oh no, do I look like that?" My cousin was quickly wheeled away, and we didn't see each other for a long time after that, for obvious reasons. I remember asking my mum and dad, "Oh, do I look like my cousin?" And bless them, they went, "No, not at all." Of course I did. The thing is, there wasn't that much to see because we were both heavily bandaged, but it did freak us out a little bit. Your scars may not be present at first. When the bandages first came off my face, I remember one of my mum and dad's really good friends coming into the room and saying, "Now, that is the Michelle Laird I know." Because at first there wasn't a lot of scarring on my face. It wasn't until the skin started to heal and overheal that the thick scarring became apparent, and mostly on the side of my neck, and my hands were very badly scarred. It did upset me at first, thinking that my face at first wasn't scarred, and then obviously with the healing process, the scarring became far more apparent. When you're younger, you may find that you will need areas grafted more than one time, because you don't have the elasticity in your skin anymore. Fortunately, even though I was burned at 13, this didn't happen to me, but it's just something that maybe to be aware of. Anyway, getting back to the first time that I saw my face. My mum and dad had bought me a television to go in my room in the burns unit. Now, way back in 1984, it wasn't a Modcon hospital that we have nowadays, so they had brought this TV in for me. And I discovered that when the television was switched off, that, yeah, I can see my reflection. So I started to stretch over and to try and see more and more, which I kind of got the gist of how my face looked. Wasn't quite good enough though. I needed something else, and this came in the form of the lid of a sweet tin. Someone had brought me in some sweets, and I was like, right, this is the way I'm going to see my face. So, unbeknown to the medical team and my parents, I had started to have sneak looks at my face, to see what it looked like. So before I officially seen my face, I pretty much knew what to expect. Eventually the nursing staff, the medical team had given in because I was continually asking, could I see my face, knowing full well that I knew exactly what it looked like. So one day a nurse did come in with a mirror and she showed me my face, which I wasn't obviously surprised about because I had been having looks. The thing was, she had given me the magnifying side, so my shock was that my face looked absolutely massive. Although it was still swollen, it obviously looked massive. I told her this. She went, "Oh, it's okay. I've given you it on the magnified side." So once she turned it around, I was like, "Ah, yeah, okay." And later on that day, they had told my mum and dad when they came in to visit that they had showed me my face and they had asked how I had reacted. And they said, "Yeah, calm, too calm." Obviously, unbeknown to them, I had been having sneak peeks, so I knew what to expect. Eventually, I did tell them. By this time, I think the medical team knew my personality and they just laughed. Everything was fine. I was actually more freaked out about seeing my hand. It hadn't really been explained to me what my right hand was going to look like once it came out of the bandages. As I said before, I'd sort of look at it or describe it as a claw. It's the best way I can describe it to people. Obviously, it didn't look like this. It was a lot more injured than it looks now. So I was told the next time I was going to go to theatre that my hands would be out of the bandages, without really knowing what to expect, and my mum and dad didn't know either. Nothing had really been explained. So when I came round from the anaesthetic, my arm was up in a sling, sort of above me. And I remember waking up and looking up and absolutely freaking out as to what this thing was. This wasn't my hand. And I remember being near hysterical. My cousin's dad was in the room at the time, and I remember screaming and shouting at him, telling him, "Look what they've done to my hand," and calling his name. Bless him, he just couldn't handle how upset I was and walked out of the room. I just couldn't believe that this now was to be my hand, and I just remember crying and crying. It did take a while to get used to this was now what my hand was going to be like. This wasn't going to get any better. Well, it was, but it was never going to be, obviously, there's a big difference. And it took a while to get used to. In saying all this, I did get over it. And if this is happening to you, you will too. And it just will take a form of acceptance and going through, I suppose, maybe a grieving process of what you did have and what you are now left with. But I done it, and you can do it, and just keep remembering that you are amazing and you will get there. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. I do have a website, and if you would like to subscribe to my channel, if you're liking what you're hearing and seeing, please give me a like and a subscribe and hit the bell so that you're notified of any new videos. Thank you very much. Chat soon. Bye.